This is Paul. Yeah. It's 1:57, and it's Friday, January 5th of 2019. Now, I did email quite a few persons that should really consider their liability for refusing to enforce the laws. And I know that you think I'm somewhat presumptuous, but I've been doing this for 3 years and 10 months, and you would think that I would have learned something during the time of all of those documents. Yeah, approximately 2,900,000 emails, probably getting a little closer to 50,000 videos. So if you, as a police officer, think that I don't know what I'm talking about, yes, there are quite a few drives that are available to you. Yes. Now, I had 7.5 gigabytes of documentation and emails from my jump drive. Yeah. That I put on the 77777 Gmail drive, and I called it the treason folder. Yes. Now, this whole idea of treason, I don't use the word lightly. It's something that you don't really hear that much about. See, a long time ago, it was kind of thought that police and sheriff's departments would not want to involve themselves in treason. Yes. I mean, that was the thought, after 250 years of being a nation and a civil war and various other corruption and case studies, yeah, precedent cases, that we would have learned hundreds of years ago that treason is not something you should really mess around. Um, in this email that I sent today, yes, and I sent it approximately 12:30 this afternoon, right, on Friday, July 5th of 2019. Um, there's been hundreds of years of documented examples of treason. This is not some sort of new thing that we're working through today, Sheriff. Now, if you just scroll down in the actual email itself, yes, I explained to you Independence Day. Oh, and I kept some of the parts of the previous emails of the last maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yes, I'm documenting, the barratry of issuing judicial process. Yeah, that has forgery, fraud, and felony violates numerous laws. Now, this revised code of Washington State, yes. When you issue a protection order, yes, where it actually says the respondent didn't receive any actual notice of the hearing, yeah, and the order wasn't issued in accordance with the full faith and credit provisions of the Violence Against Women's Act, yes, and quite possibly the petitioner didn't fill this out, and the five minors named, their civil rights and their due process rights are being violated, yes. You know, the idea of being a superior court and then knowingly having somebody else fill the information out and it's not the petitioner's handwriting, I mean, I'm almost 99% sure that Heidi herself didn't fill this out. Oh, and then she didn't sign it as the petitioner. She didn't appear in court. Yes. And for some reason, you don't think it's treason. And then there's the forgery of the ex officio superior court clerk. Yes. Where you think it's okay to issue court orders that have forgeries on them. Yes. That have fraudulent statements on them. Right. That have been used to arrest me multiple times. Yes. I mean, you as a court think it's all right to arrest a person for violating a no contact order. Yes. Even though you didn't do anything as required by law. Treason is not a new crime. Now, this is actual barratry. We talked about it last week. Yeah. hmm And then there's some other crimes involved here known as conspiracy. Oh. Those that have conspired in the police department to refuse to enforce the law. That's a considerably serious offense. And then there's this idea of kidnapping. Yes. Charging language for computers. Yes. I included some screen prints. Yes. And then kidnapping in the first degree, misprisioning the felony of kidnapping. Yes. See, you issued dissolution of marriage, right? Where I didn't get any actual notice of court hearings. Yes. And I looked at the attachments that I had put with the email, and there's an actual photocopy of the United Nations marriage certificate. Yes. Now, I'm sure Judge Rohrer at this point probably did call somebody right now. Do you think I'm a joke, police officer? Do you think this is a joke? You actually had no jurisdictional law to dissolve the United Nations marriage. You didn't actually give me any notice of court hearings. Right. You issued a dissolution of marriage and you never gave me the actual dissolution of marriage. Right. You violated my right to appeal the decision. You violated my right to appear in court. Yes. And then you issued court orders where there was a child support order that was given to IQ Credit Union. Yes. Violating the use of actual bank accounts and credit union accounts. Now, I did think about yesterday how many other persons that you've done this to. Clallam. See, I know I'm not the only one. Quite often, when you have a court that is as corrupt as the Clallam County Superior Court, yes, somebody else, right, walked in there and said, Judge, yes, my husband's a real piece of work, yes, and I want you to decree a dissolution where you give me custody of the children, yes, and then I want you to order child support, yes, without any proof of service to the actual respondent. Now, I don't think this is the first time that Judge Rohr's done this. I don't think it would have been the first time that Brent Basden had done it. Yes. I don't think it's the first time that Judge Ken Williams did it. There seemed to be this complete disregard for court rules. Yes. The requirement. Well, see, yesterday I was in the cafeteria at the hospital. Yeah. You know, for every judge that issues a decree of dissolution, yes, that allows for the garnishment of child support, yes, in every superior court in every county of the United States of America, I don't think this county is that special. Oh, I think there are a lot of real idiot judges in every county of the United States, yes, that when I said, well, I could use that couple $100 billion, poop. I don't think I'm the first person that this has ever happened to. And that means that you really did commit a fraud on financial institutions, yes, known as banks, credit unions. Let's go ahead. And for the idiots that work in these various financial institutions, I'm going to actually get what is known as the court orders or administrative orders that give the right to garnish the assets of the individuals. Now, as dumb as Eric Rohrer is, he's not the dumbest judge in any county of the United States. And as stupid as you are,